Do your headphones? Or?
Yeah, but it's
Ooh.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What's up, everybody? How we doing? What's up, Anthony? That better? You guys hear me? Yes? You guys hear me? Yes or no? Am I audible? Okay, good. Good. How we doing? How we doing? I gotta get a better camera, like something clearer, I think. Dude, what's up? Um, what about Oscar? Why do you keep saying Oscar? Are you... Most people don't like Oscar. Like, I very rarely have somebody come in my room and be like, Oscar. Nothing against it. It just doesn't happen much. Is Ali a top 5 heavyweight? Well, let's see. Let's see. Top 5 heavyweight boxers ever. No, let's not do top 5. Let's do boxers ever. Okay. Let's see. The Zone has a list. Rocky Marciano. Okay, so will I put Marciano over Ali? Well, there we go. Can you argue to put Marciano over Ali? Marciano never lost. He never even had a fight that people think he lost. He had a couple that he was losing until he knocked somebody out. So you could arguably put Marciano over Ali. Okay, so that's 1. Joe Louis, 2. George Foreman, no. Joe Frazier, no. Larry Holmes, nah, I won't put him over Ali. Mike Tyson, no. Evander, no. Lennox is arguable. So Marciano, Lewis, Jack Johnson, Gene Tunney, Marciano, Lewis, Jack Johnson, Gene Tunney. You could argue Lennox. You could. That'd be 5. But let's take Lennox away. I know I'm forgetting somebody. Who am I forgetting? Who am I forgetting? Nobody really. Yeah, that's tough, man. See, I don't agree with Vlad. Granted, he was champion for the second longest period in history, but I just it was there wasn't much competition then. It was like slim pickings in the heavyweight division, and he did a lot of illegal shit. Like he would throw 1-2s and hold and push people's heads down. Lennox though, Lennox over Ali. I don't know. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna get Ray Mercer. Ray Mercer is the only guy who arguably could have beaten Lennox Lewis. People think that Lennox might have lost that fight. Um, So yeah, no. It's like, do you put Lennox over Ali? I mean, Lennox fought until he was almost 40, just like Ali did. Lennox was 38 when he retired. And Lennox only lost twice, to which he avenged both losses. Ali was almost the same age, but lost a bunch of times where he didn't avenge them. I got to put Lennox over him. Hey, remember, guys, it's in the ring, not for the earth, not what he did for a movement, not how popular he was. All that, Ali is number one. But in the ring, achievements and skill. And you know, if Ali would have fought Lennox, Lennox would have crushed him. Lennox is just too big, too fast, too big. You know, it was different eras. You can't take a dude from the 90s and throw him in there with a dude from the 60s. It's just different eras. Hey, man. Not everybody agrees with that. But look, I'm not mad at this list. This isn't bad. Like, I get. But see, you think I'm bugging out? You got Vladimir Klitschko in your top 5. And you think I'm bugging out. You got Vladimir Klitschko in your top 5? What? Because you went 11 years or what? Not 11. What do you go? 10 years without losing? 9 years as champion? So you got Vladimir Klitschko in your top 5. And you're telling me that you're in disgust with Vladimir Klitschko in your top 5, and you're disgusted. So you have Vladimir Klitschko in your top 5. You have Vladimir Klitschko over Lennox Lewis. Are you drunk? Are you drunk? Everybody, leisure. What is it? 1 p.m., 1:12 p.m. on a Friday. It is Friday, so maybe that's why he's drinking early. Vlad was nice. I didn't say he wasn't nice. I'm just saying he's not top 5. That's all I'm saying. He was nice. You can't. I didn't like him. He bored me to death. I think he was a little dirty, and he didn't. He was kind of a size bully, but still, nonetheless, the dude was a good fighter, great fighter, one of the best, maybe even, but not top 5. Come on, stop wilding out. What's up, Saifa? Or Saif Bud? Chris, what's up? Did you guys get the alert? No fucking alert. Oh, you did get an alert. Okay. Good. It's light in here, though. Vitaly was better than his brother. Vladimir was... Nah, Vitaly was better. Vitaly never really lost. Vitaly had one loss to Chris Bird, but that's because he hurt his arm. So, if anything, Vitaly was better than Vladimir. Vitaly just had a shorter career because he had injuries. Yeah, I remember the show. I remember you talking about a show. I don't remember. What about it? I'm excited for tomorrow night. We got Canelo. I might go live. I'll either do that or maybe I'll jump on Blue Blood stream. Ali beat Foreman at the end of his prime. I think he outsmarts Lennox and nah. You think Lennox Lewis would just sit there like Foreman and just throw heavy arm shots and gas himself out? Lennox played chess. And by the way, all you listening, I am apparently going to be doing some content with Lennox Lewis, but we'll see. That's what I was told. Oscar versus Canelo 154. I got Oscar. Dr. Klitschko brothers got their MD. Yeah, okay. They got their they got their doctorates in some Russian, Ukrainian school for sports science. That was so made for them because they were already world champions. They just wanted to be like, we are smart and we are strong. So come on. Fuck out of here. Hit the like, please. Ali had ring IQ. He did. He had a great ring IQ. Oh shit. Big shout to my man BFTB Boxing. Jersey's finest. South Jersey, right? If I'm not mistaken. South Jersey's fine. What's up, BF? My man. I'm sure I haven't checked your channel as of past few days, but I'm sure you just stuck Ryan Garcia on a skewer and put him over a fire and just roasted him like a pog. You must have gone vicious on Ryan Garcia. I can't even imagine the shit that you said about him. A matter of fact, when I get off this, I might go look just for some entertainment. Big shout. Those of you who don't follow BF, follow him. He is a great boxing mind. Good dude, too. Marco, do you know why Roy and Winky never... Roy? Because Roy was too big. My man. I haven't done it. What? Why today? I haven't even followed... Like, aren't we waiting for the B sample? Which is weird because you already tested positive for 2. So why we need a 3rd? But... Okay, well, I'll see what you say today. Oscar versus Canelo at welterweight. I got Oscar. I got Oscar over Canelo. I do. I've waited long enough. Yeah, I mean, Devin, did you guys see it today? Devin had an interview and he said he has no interest in fighting Ryan again, which is surprising to me. I would think he'd want to get his get back because, you know, learning that there was most likely, because we still have to wait to be 100% sure, but it's seeming very likely that Ryan had the PDs in his system. That would unbust Devin's bubble because, you know, you take a loss, it's rough your first one. But now suddenly when it's like, oh no, wait, you didn't really lose. It wasn't fair. That'll do some Freudian shit on you instantly. That'll instantly turn your psyche around, like, oh, okay, I still am the best. You know what I'm saying? It could rejuvenate you. That kind of shit ruins careers more than anything. It's the psychological damage a loss gives you. You know what I'm saying? And you've got Oscar over me too. Me too. I got Sweepy. Ooh. Yeah, Sweep. Here's one. Sweepy versus Floyd at like 40, 47. Man, and I'm not a huge Floyd fan. I'm a huge Sweepy fan. But you got to give Floyd props. You like him or not, you got to give him props. It's Floyd versus Sweepy. That one, I'm going to do a video on that one. That one, I just dropped the video on Sugar Ray. I think Sugar Ray would have beat Floyd. Most likely. I just dropped the video on that. You got Sweet Pea? Yeah. Yeah. I think I do too. I think Floyd would have a lot of problems hitting Sweet Pea. You know, because Floyd's never been in there with somebody who is as slick or slicker defense than him. What's he going to do with it? You know what I mean? Floyd wins. Get the fludge out of here, Leisure. Guys, forgive Leisure. He'd be day drinking. He also put Vladimir Klitschko as top, his 5th best heavyweight of all time. But gave me shit for saying Lennox. Actually, no, gave me shit for not putting Ali in there. And I know a lot of people give me shit for not putting Ali in there or whatever. What are you going to do? Sugar Ray, which one? Leonard. I mean, I think Robinson will probably beat Floyd too. But at that point, you're dealing with eras, and Robinson just fought in an earlier era. But I think Robinson too, probably. Robinson was a little bigger, though. Robinson was like, what, 5'11"? He was a bigger dude. I think he maxed out at like middle in the pocket. Word up. Sweet Pea's defense was too much. And he can hit. He could hit and he could hit. People don't know this about Sweet Pea. He didn't have the hardest headshots, right? But his body shots were crippling. I've talked to dudes who have sparred him and seen him in sparring, and his body shots were crazy. Killer B, what's up? Shakur Pacquiao. Pacquiao. Definitely Pacquiao. Chavez versus Ray Leonard. Ooh, damn. You guys are coming with some heat. Chavez versus Ray Leonard. Man, I got Ray Leonard. I think almost nobody beats Ray Leonard. I thought Oscar beat Floyd. No, but it was like on the hair of his chinny chin. Floyd barely won that fight. People don't talk. I had Floyd winning, but just whatever hair I have left, one of those. Robinson would hurt Floyd. I don't know. He probably would. Robinson was no joke. Floyd beat anybody from 30 to 47. I don't know what. I don't care what nobody says. You have an argument for that, Eon. You do. I'm not one of those guys who says no way, because it's boxing. So anybody, especially at this level, anything could happen. Which is why Haney wasn't that guy. He can tell the difference in poise in the pocket between guys like Haney and true pound for pound OGs. Damn. So you don't think Haney belongs to be there? All right. All right. Big shout to my man Decent User for hitting me with that two-piece, landing and flush. Boom, boom. I tried to block him, but you hit me. Appreciate you, my man. You guys. See? You got me all excited with the super chat, and then you come and shit on my favorite fighter. You guys better relax, or I will take those wrenches and shove them where the sun don't shine. Leave Roy Jones alone, man. Floyd allowing himself to get hit in the body by Robinson would be, yeah. And Robinson would know. See, Floyd, guys like James Toney and Floyd, I sparred guys like that. They're great defenders. They turn and they leave their kidney area open when they do that kind of that spin turn. And all you do is throw a couple jabs and get him to spin and get into that defensive motion and then start hitting him in the body. Kind of like what Devin was doing to Ryan. Similar to that. But keep your distance. Dev got real close, was hitting him, wasn't getting leverage. Throw the jab, back up, let him turn, and then boom, step into that shot. Just keep hitting him in the body. It's points, and it'll wear them down. And you land it correctly on the kidney because they turn right into it. It's not on you either. If somebody's turning into it, just like a shot behind the head, if somebody ducks into it, it's legal. All right, you guys are flying by me here. Aaron Pryor. Oh, my God. Aaron Pryor could have beat all these welterweights, too. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Pryor beat Ray Leonard. I still have to lean towards Ray, but, man, Pryor was no joke. I can't choose I can't put Bud over any great right now because Bud's still active. We don't know what he has left. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Decent's wilding out. They would they would cancel Sweet Pea for being on coke these days. I don't think he was on coke when he fought, was he? I think he would just do coke in between fights. Even Floyd said Oscar beat Floyd Jr. Casuals think he said it because he trained Oscar. Yeah, well, nobody beats Prime Roy. Of course not. See, Leisure, we agree on something. Roy was way ahead of his... Was he? Roy's way ahead of this time. Who fights like him? Nobody could beat him now. Yeah, Roy would have killed Andre Ward. Would have just been like, just that speed, man. When you don't see a punch coming, when you can't see a punch coming, there's nothing you could do. Then now you're constantly in defense, and what do you do? You're getting hit, and now you're also scared to pull the trigger because you might get countered. Chavez was a beast pressure fighter in that pocket. Hell yeah, he was. That's a fact. Boots is a polished version of Roy. I don't see that. I don't see Boots being like Roy. I like Ward in that fight. You could like him all you want. You wouldn't win. Phone booth fighting pocket awareness seems like a lost art and least appreciated. All the OGs can do it. Not many new fighters can do it. That's true. Like James Toney, Floyd. Boots is Roy with a... Will you guys explain to Leisure that Boots fights nothing like Roy Jones? There's only a couple fighters who have similar... Like, David Reed fought like Roy a little bit. Nobody fights like Roy. I disagree. Sucks, retires, Sweet Pea gets killed by it, hit by it. Yeah. You still got... I do. That's not 2000s. Damn, Eon, you are young. That was a Humpty Dance. That's 1989, my man. That's not 2000. Roy destroys Son of God. He sure does. Yeah, I mean, you can't argue Tarver over Roy. Roy did beat him that first fight, but he barely beat him. But Roy was drained and older, and Roy would have killed Mikulaszewski. There will never be another Roy. Hell yeah. What's up, Ace? Roy fought like Ali. When they got older, they were punching bag in their prime. The foot speed was special. I disagree. I think Roy didn't get that way until he was like 36. Ali at 30, like after he came back from being suspended, at 29, 30, Ali was like that. And Ali, and Roy was way faster. Hell yeah. Danny Green? Is not the guy who knocked out. Oh, he knocked out Roy, right? Or who's the guy who knocked out Tyson? Another white dude with a similar name. Like one of Tyson's last fights. Who's the guy who knocked him out? That was his actually last fight, pro fight. Up until this one now against the blonde, unfrozen caveman lawyer. Roy gave Sweet Pea a good fight. Roger gave Sweet Pea a good fight. He did. And Floyd Sr. gave Sugar Ray a pretty good fight until Ray started laying it on him. What's up, Soul? Tank, Soul. Tank. I like Bud, but doesn't fight like Roy, but there's still more to see from him. Agreed. Bernard Hopkins versus Crawford. Crawford's too small for Hopkins. Way too small. Snoopy, what up? Dope name. Roy by 25 was two-time champ, beat Hopkins, Tony, and was... I like this guy, Snoopy, already. Boots is 26, best win. Good. That was some good shit right there, Snoopy. I like that. So I knew all that. Like, just off my head, you're like, nah, Roy is no... But when you actually put it on paper, what Roy did by 25 or... I think he might be 26 now, Boots, but whatever. It's not even comparable. And also, if you watch them, just the eyeball test, while Boots is one of the more impressive people we've seen in years, Roy is still way above him. I like this guy, Snoopy. Ward was not overrated. Let me go down here. Snoopy again. Roy was good at light heavyweight, but very best. I agree. 168. 168 was crazy. Roy was the best at 68, but at light heavyweight, he still had some of his most dominant performances. But 68, because he was just his natural size. These guys didn't have height or size on him at 68. They were his size. You know what I'm saying? At 68, though, he's fighting dudes 6'1", 6'2". He's fighting dudes at 75 that were coming down probably from heavyweight, but they were, drying out to make 175. But at 68, he was fighting his own size. He was no joke. And just so all you guys know, Roy Jones versus James Toney, Las Vegas, 1994 or 95 maybe. Your boy was at that fight live, ringside. Actually, not ringside. I was like on maybe the 100 level, but I was at that fight live, sitting there, chilling. Snoopy, I'm not comparing records. I'm comparing the attributes. But the record matters because who you perform. So the eyeball test is one thing, but then who you perform that against is something else. Roy was stepping in with James Toney and still doing all that. We still have yet to see if Boots can step in against Virgil Hill or Bud or Errol and do all that. That's what he means, I'm assuming. Pino Cuevas. I don't know much about Cuevas. What's more impressive to you? Canelo beating 3 undefeated champs in 11 months? Months? Is that what you mean? To become undisputed? Or Ward winning Super 6? I think what Canelo did is more impressive because Canelo's also smaller. Hearns versus Tony's too big for Hearns. Hoops. Are you watching the weight? No, probably not. Maybe I'll watch it later. Camacho's too small for Boots, I think. While Camacho went up in weight, Camacho real 35-40 was his real weight. Anything over that, he was too big. Duke Dennis? Who the hell's Duke Dennis? Is that like a superhero? You just making shit up, Soul? Marco Boots' speed, athleticism is yeah, it's not at Roy's level though. Such a good fight. Roy with showmanship. Tony getting rocked and never touched. Yep. James Toney is going into the fight with Roy. 94 was under. They're both undefeated, and Tony had almost double the amount of fights. I think Tony was like 59-0 or some shit, and Roy was 20-something 0, 29-0 or something like that. Hard to assess. All these dudes have fought more on social media than in the ring. Good point. Marciano versus Ali. You know they did that. They did the computer version. You ever guys see that? They did the computer version and they filmed it. And you see little footage of it. It was and the computer had Marciano knocking him out, but apparently Marciano was older and he wore a toupee because he was balding to make himself look young for the shoot. Whatever. And the toupee, Ali kept knocking the toupee off, I guess, by mistake while they were like in the ring, like acting. They were really fighting each other, but they were going light just to get the end. Apparently, Marciano started getting pissed off at Ali because he kept knocking his toupee off. Facts. My size fighters are the best overall. I would have fought once if I was M60 as a professional. It's 20-pound difference. Which one? Army Mike in the hizzle. I wish Canelo versus Ward had happened. Yeah, me too. What fighter do you think had the most inflated record? The record doesn't coincide with skill. What's his name? A guy named Brian Nielsen, heavyweight. You guys remember him? He would pay people off. I know this because my old podcast partner, Jeremy Williams, admitted to throwing a fight because they paid him more to lose. And a bunch of fighters that happened with him. If Roy and Tarver fought the rematch heavyweight 775, who wins? I don't know. I don't think it matters. Roy was already shot from losing weight and being old enough and taking all that damage and all the mileage and everything. Roided up Garcia versus prime Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao. You can't. He's still fighting. Do you see Ryan versus Tank 2 being any different at a non? I don't know. If Ryan's speed and power was because of the steroids that we just saw, and he was not on steroids, then it'll be the same outcome. But if Ryan really got that much stronger and felt that much better at the weight he's at, then no. Happy birthday, Sugar Ray. Who would you have winning, though? Between who? Marciano versus Ali? I'd have to go with Ali. I think Ali could take Marciano's punch, and I think Ali had what it took to stay away and outbox Marciano. Because Marciano was outboxed a few times, he has landed one punch, like on Jersey Joe. So I'd have to go with a 1965, 66 Ali versus the prime Marciano. I'd go with Ali. For sure. I think he'd have what it takes to outbox him. Because, Frazier was actually faster and might have hit just as hard, if not harder, with the left hook as Marciano. Marciano's defense was way better than people give him credit for. He had this real low lunging style. Tyson Foreman, oh man, that'd be a great one. I go with 88 Tyson. I'd have to go with Tyson. Munguia has an inflated record, maybe. I don't know. I remember, guys. I don't talk about current fighters because we don't know what we're dealing with. You never see a fighter at 34 years old go from heavyweight immediately down to 175. Yep. No, he wanted. I asked him this. I don't know how much you know about me, Snoopy. I know you're new here, but Roy's my man. I'm personal friends with him. Well, acquaintances. I've talked to him. I've interviewed him, and I asked him that. I go, why didn't you grab the cruiserweight title? This way, you have every single belt from middle all the way up. He goes, I didn't think about that. He's like, I should have, but he goes, I wanted to do what Bob Foster did, which was be the first middleweight to win the heavyweight title too. So he's like, so I wasn't thinking a cruiser. I wanted to do what Bob Foster did. So that's why he didn't do it, not because there was nobody worth fighting. If anything, that would have made it more enticing. Yeah, let me win another weight class belt and not have it even be that risky. Let me go down here. You guys are burying me. You make a good point. Which point? Shakur versus Sweet Pea. You guys got to stop doing these current dudes. Okay, you know what? That's what we're doing though, right? Sweet Pea. I'm going to choose a legend over any current guy. Almost any current guy. Jake LaMotta, Triple G, or Fat Foreman. Oh. Yep. True. Roy was in a tough spot. I believe Vitaly was his Mando. You had Lewis versus Tyson. Roy wasn't beating those guys, so he had to go down. No. No. He could have gone to cruiser, which probably would have been smart. He could have gone down slower, but he didn't. I think Vitali was better. Oh, with Ali? I want Sweet Pea versus Trinidad again. I know. If Sweet Pea fought Trinidad 10 years earlier, it would have been a totally different story. I got Deontay, unfortunately. I think Deontay just hits so too hard. I love Briggs. He's a friend of mine personally, so that's why I said unfortunately. But Purnell versus Ike. Purnell. Ike was good, but come on. Bo 92 versus Ali 74. I think Bo. Broner versus Errol. Errol. Too tough. Come on. Guys, do me a favor. Don't even put Roy Jones's name in this for me. You want to ask yourselves? You guys know what I'm going to say. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. I'm not being seriously disrespectful, I know, but I'm kind of serious. Like, I'm never going to choose against Roy. So stop drinking during the day and asking drunk questions. Oh, that's a good one right there. I don't know yet, but I think Fury, he's too big. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do here. Depends what Wilder we see. I can't choose this. If it's the Wilder from before Parker, Wilder. Yep. Agreed. Prince Nassim. Ooh, where's Loma? That would have been a good fight. I think Loma would have too many angles for him. Because Barrera, worked some angles on him and was able to, Loma would have been too much. Let's do De La Hoya versus Leonard. Ray Leonard. Ray Leonard's too big for De La Hoya. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, he was a little too big. De La Hoya couldn't have really made middleweight, and Leonard made middleweight pretty comfortably. What's up, Bernard? Roy versus Wilder or Fury? Roy's too small. Come on. You got to make them be realistic matchups. Stop trying to be funny. Andre versus Canelo. I think I got Ward. Prince versus Crawford. Prince is too small. Crawford never fought at featherweight. Oscar was supposed to have fought Sugar Ray, but he retired. What? Sugar Ray fought way before Oscar. What are you talking about? Pac-Man versus Ed. Ooh, Brandon, they were about to fight. Do you know that? When Valero died, they were signed to fight. I remember going on BoxRec. Right? This was 08 or whatever, 07. Going on BoxRec, and you saw it. It was on BoxRec. Valero versus Pacquiao had the date. It was officially listed as an upcoming fight. That would have been a barn burner. Floyd versus Paul Williams. Yeah, people talk about that. I can't. I think Floyd, but Marco versus Jeremy. Which Joe is this? I forget. I only body sparred with Jeremy. We never fully sparred. Hearns versus McCallum. Hearns versus McCallum. I don't know. That's a good one, though. Barrera versus Marquez. Boring. Marquez bored me. Chavez versus De La Hoya. Prime Chavez. I think Oscar, man. I think Oscar still beats him. It wouldn't be as easy. But Chavez couldn't deal with that speed and that size. Meldrick showed you that he can't deal with speed, but Meldrick wasn't as tall and didn't hit as hard. Ugh, who cares? Representative, are you British? Because that's a real British question. That's a good one right there, Joe. I'll do that. I'll go with Ike Ibeabuchi. who I've interviewed. You guys can see it on this channel. I've interviewed him before. Calzaghe was slapping Roy with his right hand and pointing. I know, man. It was messed up. That pissed me off because, like, if they would have fought 10 years earlier, Roy would have destroyed Calzaghe. Mike McCallum versus Canelo. I don't know. Maybe Canelo? Yeah, it was messed up. Am I a Crip? The hell are you talking about? Sugar Ray Leonard retired 97. Oscar De La Hoya said in an interview, Top Rank, he was in negotiations. Oh, really? That would have been fucked up. Oscar would have destroyed Sugar Ray Leonard in 97. Ray, you saw what Terry Norris and Camacho did to him. Oscar was a different level. Well, maybe not than Norris. But when he fought Norris, it was like 91 or some shit, right? 7 years later. Jake LaMotta versus Ray Leonard. Ooh, that's a good one. I got Ray. That's a good one, though. Hearns versus G-Man. I don't know. Nobody beats Prime Holyfield. All right, Alex, you are... What's this? Let me try and see this picture. I don't even know what this picture is. It's like at a bus stop. You are wilding out, Alex. You are sipping grandma's syrup right now. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. Nobody beats him. Riddick Bowe beats him. Excuse me, beat him. James Toney beat him. I know it wasn't prime, but Riddick Bowe was prime. Michael Moore was prime. Shit, Burt Cooper almost had him out. Get out of here with that. Thomas Hearns was Mike McCallum. Yeah, why does everybody keep saying that one? I'm not answering Roy questions because you know what I think. Frazier versus Fury. Fury. Way too big. Julian Jackson with early B-Hop. Ooh. I think Jackson. Because B-Hop didn't have the hardest punch, so Jackson didn't have to worry. Joshua versus Holyfield. Joshua. Too big. Bowe fight was one time. Whatever it was, he whooped his ass. Bowe beat him twice. What are you talking about? And Lennox beat him too. Twice, even though they only gave it to him once. Jack Johnson. Correction, Riddick Bowe stopped Holyfield. Right. Sorry. Why are you hating on British fighters? Still mad Fury. My Wilder. No, actually, what? What? I just said those two. So you are British? I just said those two guys are boring. I love British fighters. Fury's one of my favorite fighters. Prince Naseem's one of my favorite fighters. What the hell are you talking about? Yep, that's true as well. So did a 45-year-old Foreman. Foreman came, I mean, I don't know about almost, but he was getting in his ass. A6 Tyson beats him. Agreed. Yeah. Lennox Lewis is one of my favorite fighters. Matter of fact, you might enjoy this rep. I'm going to be doing some content with Lennox. We're going to be filming some boxing content together with the champ. I love Lennox. Bowe lost second. He was lucky Holyfield had health issues. All right, get out of here. For you to say nobody beats Holyfield is insane. James Tillis gave Mike Tyson good work. Sure did. Bowe lost by 1 point in the second fight. Holyfield fight. Okay. Julian versus Triple G. That'd be a good one. I have to go Triple G. Holyfield's resume is almost unmatched. Really. Because Lennox Lewis has a better resume. Easily a better resume. And on his resume are what should have been 2 wins against Holyfield. So Lewis proved he was better than Holyfield by not only having a better resume in that era, but beating Holyfield easily twice. And don't say the first one was a draw, because everybody knows that wasn't a draw. Yeah, and I just said Lewis. Jack Johnson, Joe Louis, too. Lennox Lewis. Gene, a bunch better than Holyfield. Get out of here with that. You from Atlanta, man? Here we go. Be honest now. Be honest. Are you from Atlanta or Georgia? Be honest. I think it's good. When you got guys like Wilder who are 220, 215 fighting Fury who's it was 280. Yeah, there should be maybe different weight class. Ruddock versus Holyfield. That'd have been a good fight. That'd have been fun. I think Holyfield would probably be able to beat him back then. Because Ruddock hit hard, but he was limited. Lennox, I love him, but his losses are by KO and a few names missing easily. He was wobbled. What? So what? Holyfield lost by KO too. What are you talking about? Marco, what's good, Jimmy? No, I'm from NY. Oh, you're from Queens? All right. Me too. Well, I'm not from Queens, from Hell's Kitchen, but spent a lot of time in Queens growing up. My father was from Queens. Well, I don't know why you sweating Holyfield so badly, but okay, I guess it's not like a city pride thing. And that's true, Jay. I think that's nobody can prove it, but that was a huge rumor that I think might be true. Inoue versus Morales. I'm gonna go Inoue. No, I don't think it's overrated. I think it's such a hard thing to do that when you do it, as long as you're not like a dude who nobody ever heard of fighting all like inexperienced fighters. If you're a fighter, you fight if you fight just in Nebraska, you never leave your home state of Nebraska, and you just fight, the local taxi drivers and the local Subway restaurant workers or whatever who are like, 3 and 14, and then you retire fighting a bunch of those guys, then it's overrated. But if you're a world championship level fighter with an undefeated record, no, that's extremely difficult to do. Lewis Duck Bird. Yeah, I doubt that. Max Schmeling versus Wilder. What? Wilder destroys Schmeling. Schmeling's way too small. That's what you can't mix eras, especially the 30s and 40s with somebody 1930s and 40s, somebody who basically fought in the 2020s. No, that's almost 100 years removed. That's a good one. I think Paul Williams. That fight should have happened, right? I don't know. I think Kovalev. At the time, Kovalev just was, but Adonis had that vicious, like, good night, Irene, straight left hand. It's too bad what happened to him, man. He almost died, but Jack Dempsey's way too small, Sanders. You shouldn't really, you can't go 1900s, 1920s, 30s, 40s with anybody from today. It's just unfair. I go by numbers. Look, I've had this conversation, right? Everybody has their own criteria. So while most people will not agree with you, Alex, that's just a fact. Most people will not agree with what you're saying. That's your criteria. And it's subjective. And if your criteria is I go by numbers and he fought all comers, that makes him great. Okay. Shocked and drop people, fine. But I disagree with that. And I think most people would. That'd be a great fight, Martin. I think Ward. Ooh, Cooney versus Wilder. That's good one. Cooney's so big. Wilder, because Wilder knocks everybody out, and Cooney's chin was not the best. Dempsey was 6'1", but you said, first of all, it's eras. So the exercise science back then, the training techniques, the nutrition, the technology, all of that, it's light years away. So on that alone, you don't mix somebody from the 20s with somebody from today. Simple. But 6'1", I think you said Wilder. Who'd you say? Dempsey versus who? Joshua. Yeah. Joshua's 6'6". That's a big difference. And you know what Dempsey weighed? Look at the weight difference. Joshua got him by like 60 pounds. You're wiling out badly. I think Dempsey might have been. Let's see. Marciano was 185. Who else was 185? There was another heavyweight. Was it Dempsey that was 185? There was another dude who was really light. Yeah, Dempsey was 185 too. Versus Joshua was 260. Come on. Yeah, Tyson was 220. First off. Second off, Tyson had very, very unusual speed and power for his size. And Tyson was a modern heavyweight. Tyson, very few people had what Tyson had. What's up, Rodriguez? Just got here. What's up? What's up, Kobe? That's a great one. I got to go with Ray Leonard, but man, Pryor would have given him a hell of a run. Pryor, you could argue, would have beat anybody. Pryor never lost except once, and he was literally on crack. At his last fight, he was on crack. So he lost on crack. Wrapped his hands, smoked some crack. Wrapped the other hand, smoked some more crack. Put the Vaseline on his face in the dressing room. Smoked some crack. Put on his robe, tied up the robe. Smoked some crack, and then went out and fought and lost. I don't know. Should I? What do you guys think? That would be a dope fight. I'm going to go with Kevin. What's the biggest duck? Might be Canelo Benavidez. Riddick Bowe versus Lennox Lewis was a pretty bad one, too. That was a pretty bad one. I got one for you, True Dream match. I don't really know much about Felix Savon, unfortunately. So, that would be cool. Maybe I will. I'm going to go with Fury over anybody, almost, because of his size. Talk about it, mixing eras. You definitely didn't have 6'9" heavyweights at all, and especially ones that move like Fury moves. That's something that's just evolution over time. Damon, what's up? Biggest duck was Floyd ducking Pacquiao. Nah, I disagree. He fought him. Who would win between Aaron Pryor and Floyd? I got to go with Floyd. But that'd be a great fight. In your opinion, what's the best nickname in boxing? I don't know. Aaron Pryor versus Tank. Tank's too small, Chris. Way too small. Unrealistic one there, unfortunately. Fury beating Ali is blasphemy. On paper, it is, but it's very possible. What's Ali going to do with a 6'9" dude who moves like him, but hits harder? And outweighs him by 60 pounds. What's he going to do with that? Come on. But that's all eras. That's eras. He fought him when Mania was past his prime. Okay. Fury loses to Usyk. How much do you demote him? Quite a bit. Quite a bit. Because then suddenly it turns into Fury's the only elite fighter Fury beat, elite, in his whole career, is Wilder. Now, Wilder was so dangerous. So if Usyk beats him, now his career is like, he beat a lot of the upper middle range guys, upper middle class guys, but he lost. He only beat one upper class and lost to another one. So he gets demoted quite a bit. If he wants to build legacy and be one of the greats, he needs to beat Usyk, Joshua, and maybe one more. He beats all those guys. If he wipes out all of his contemporaries, then you can argue he's an all-time great and definitely the best of his generation. So he has some work to do. You know what I'm saying? Terry versus De La Hoya. Wow. I think De La Hoya. De La Hoya has a better chin. He has more length, and he hits hard. he'd have problems dealing with the explosiveness of Norris, but I think Norris would have more problems dealing with De La Hoya's explosiveness and his range and his movement. My primary fear being ranked so high is who did Wilder beat that was legendary or elite? Nobody. But Wilder it doesn't matter. When you knock out everybody you fought, and you've done it 43 times at the world championship level, that's never been done. Ever. So you got to respect that. I get what you're saying. He didn't fight any legendary dudes, but he fought everybody they put in front of him that was there at the time. So, Desert Storm, that's pretty cool. Yeah. It's Bradley, right? Pitbull versus Ryo. I'm going to go with Pitbull. Fury beat Klitschko, I think so. Oh, he did beat Klitschko. Right. Yeah, but come on. Klitschko was literally 40. But yeah, you got to put him up there. That counts for something. It does. Klitschko hadn't lost in like 9 years. And he was okay. So, right. So there's an old Klitschko, which doesn't. Klitschko in, so it's 2. So he needs one more. He needs one more, I think, to even be considered. You got, one more generational talent, which is either Usyk or Joshua. Usyk or Joshua, really, right? Because he already beat Wilder. Hands of Stone is pretty dope. That's my point. When he faced someone who could take his punch, aka Fury, he had nothing else. Parker didn't take his punch. He didn't throw the punch at Parker. Or barely threw it at him. Juan Marquez versus Tank Davis. Marquez is too big, Sanders. Well, no, I guess at one point he wasn't. I don't know. That's a good fight. He's so technical, Marquez. I don't know. Heavyweight greats from the past found ways to win like your boy, Holy. My boy. Dubois versus Hrgovic. Boring. But I'll go with Hrgovic. Fury gets no credit for Klitschko, yet a lot of people give AJ credit for beating Klitschko. All right, guys, look, I got to jump off. I got a meeting, but I will come back on here soon. I appreciate you guys. Please hit the thumbs up. If I don't come back right now, I'll come back definitely tonight. All right, yo. Peace out, fellas. Peace.